My husband died next to me while I pretended to sleep. We had argued that evening. Looking back now, I wish I had just let it go. It wasn't even something big, but our pride made it feel bigger than it was. So we stopped talking. We were in the same house, but it felt like we were worlds apart. That night, I went to bed angry. It was that kind of anger mixed with pride, where you're just waiting for the other person to apologize first. I was determined not to speak to him no matter what. When he walked into the bedroom, he looked weak, drained, not like himself. He laid beside me quietly. After a while, he reached for me. In my mind, I was like, "Oh, now you want me? After everything?" I assumed he was trying to make peace, but I wasn't ready. I was still angry, and my pride wouldn't let me soften. So I grabbed his hand and pushed it away, harder than I should have. I didn't say a word. I didn't even turn to look at him. I just pretended to sleep. After some time, everything went quiet. I thought he had fallen asleep. When I woke up the next morning, his alarm was ringing, but he didn't move. I looked at him, and for a second, I almost tapped him to wake him up, just to check if he was okay. But again, pride and anger held me back. So I got dressed and left for work. I got off work that Friday evening, and I didn't go home. I went to stay with a friend in Washington, D.C. I told myself I needed space, that a few days away from him would help me cool off, clear my head, forget the argument. Days passed. I didn't care enough to call him, and he didn't call. When I finally came back home, something felt wrong the moment I walked in. Our dog was barking nonstop, loud, desperate. And then, the smell. It hit me the moment I stepped inside. Heavy, thick, unbearable. It smelled like decay, like meat left in the sun for days. Every breath felt like a battle. At first, I was confused, but little by little, fear started creeping in. My heart started pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I moved slowly toward the bedroom, almost afraid of what I might find. And then, I saw him. He was lying exactly the way I left him, same position, same side of the bed. Our cat sat quietly beside him. She meowed softly, her tail twitching nervously. Our dog barked nonstop, jumping at me, desperate, frantic. Almost like he was trying to tell me, "Look, something's wrong. Please, do something." I rushed toward my husband, even though deep down, I knew it was already too late. My mind just refused to accept it. I shook him, checked for a pulse, tried CPR. I kept calling his name over and over again. I pressed my ear to his chest, my mind screaming, "No, please, wake up." But he didn't move. That was when reality set in. I collapsed to the floor beside him, crying uncontrollably, pleading silently for a miracle that I knew deep down wouldn't happen. The paramedics came. They covered him with a sheet, lifted him onto the stretcher, and carried him out. I stood there, numb, the house suddenly too quiet without him. The autopsy report says it was a heart attack, most likely caused by long-term high blood pressure that had gone unnoticed or untreated. And then the doctors said something that shattered me completely. They said, if emergency help had been called sooner, there was a strong chance he could have survived. That statement burned into my soul. I suddenly felt dizzy. My legs gave out. I had to grab the chair just to stay standing. He could have survived, kept echoing in my head. I kept replaying that night, wishing I could turn back time. If I had just cared enough to check, if I had acted, he would still be alive today. He was right beside me, fighting for his life. I saw him struggling. He reached for me, and I turned away. I ignored him and convinced myself he was being dramatic when he was actually dying. I didn't realize those were the signs of a heart attack. I was waiting for him to apologize while he was fighting to stay alive. I slept beside him while he was slipping away. I left the house angry, not knowing I was leaving him forever. I was away for days while he lay there alone, cold. He died thinking I didn't care. One moment of pride cost me a lifetime of regret. If my love had been stronger than my pride and anger, he would still be here. I wish I could turn back time, but it's too late. The whole experience broke me in ways I never imagined. I carry guilt like a heavy weight I can't put down. I learned the hardest way never to go to bed angry. To you watching me, listening to this, never let pride stand between you and the people you love. Cherish them while they're here before it's too late. Because life doesn't always give second chances. And always, always take health seriously. High blood pressure, heart problems, or any warning signs are not to be ignored. A simple checkup can save a life. Even if someone seems to be joking or pretending, listen, check on them, and take their needs seriously. Sometimes what feels small can be life or death. If my story touched you, please share it so it can reach someone who needs to hear it. I want others to learn from my experience before it's too late.